everyone, welcome to This Day. It is August 23rd, Friday. Cooler day today, so go out and enjoy it because the weather is going to get a little bit warmer as we make our way forward. Let's tell you about what's on the show today. Gary Morrison is here. He is the treasurer of the United Board. He's going to give us a little bit of financial news, but also what's going on and other things, other projects that are happening in United. From the City Council, we have Sherry Horn today, and she's going to tell us about a couple things that are coming up with the city that you can partake in. Also, Dan Ohlweiler is here from Sterling Financial Advisors, and he's going to talk about what's called those distributions that you need to take, required minimum distributions once you get to a certain age. That's from your IRA and other things as well. And then we have a couple guests from the Aerospace Club. They're having a meeting coming up soon, an event, and we'll tell you all about that. As far as meetings go today, there is only one. Third has their Meet the Candidates. That will be 10 o'clock in the boardroom. We'll bring that to you live, or if you are a Third resident, you are welcome to go down there and be there live for that. And I think they are allowing you to ask questions as well, filling out a card in advance. All right, now as far as the weather goes today, cooler today for sure, very nice out there. Was nice last night, was absolutely beautiful. As we make our way forward to the weekend, things are going to go back up in temperature a little bit, but more importantly, because of this tropical depression that is off the coast of Baja California, really it's, I think, Hurricane 1 status. It is bringing in that moisture together with the high pressure system that is over Arizona. That swings up the humidity really from the Gulf of Mexico. So combined, we're going to start to get humid pretty much on maybe a little bit tomorrow. We'll start to see some clouds coming in, but really on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So you can see the temperatures are going to go right back up again, unfortunately. And with the humidity, we're going to really feel it. So, you know, not the greatest news, but not too bad. It's going to feel like Florida or Hawaii around here for a few days. And we should have partly cloudy skies coming in maybe a little bit on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, that could change, you know, just depending on these two systems, if they shrink a little bit or change around as that tropical system, that hurricane that is off the coast of Mexico. It's really more off the coast of lower Baja California, off by quite a bit, a couple hundred miles or so. As that makes its way into cooler water, it'll just dissipate completely. It will bring higher surf, though, here over the next few days. Let's take a look around California and up and down the coast. Just pretty nice weather everywhere you go. Sunny, yes, we'll be down in Southern California, like San Diego, partly cloudy because of these two systems. But overall, the state is looking really great, and the humidity will come into Southern California, as I said, this weekend, maybe into Monday and Tuesday of next week. But overall, not too bad. If you like the sticky weather, the humidity, then you're all good. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
So, Greg, it's a lot to take in. And I know that's hard to hear, but the doctors caught it early.
Hi, Blake.
My dad has cancer.
And I know how hard that is to hear. But you're in the right place.
And Dr. Pascal and her team, they know what to do.
They know what to do.
The doctors know what to do.
So here's the plan. First off, we're gonna give you all this information.
This one is gonna be a challenge for me.
Everything's moving 100 miles an hour.
This is your worst nightmare. Get out! Please, bring your dish forward.
MasterChef. Wednesdays are watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
Welcome back. We have Gary Morrison here today from the United Board, and you've got a few things you're going to talk about. Of course, you're going to touch on financials just a bit because you are the treasurer.
I am, and we're gonna start with that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to some of the other committee reports that just different things that I have. And before I start, a question that came up with Meet the Candidates was, do you put the corporation or the shareholder in priority in the co-op?
Right.
What everyone has to understand is a corporation is made up of stocks.
Right.
And everyone in United owns a share of stock. So everyone is a shareholder.
Yeah.
So there is no difference in the corporation or the shareholder.
That's right.
Everyone is treated the same.
Yes.
So I just wanted to throw that one out there.
Yeah, that's very true.
I've had a lot of people ask me why I put the corporation first, and I have to say it's all the same.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Our actual revenue as of June the 30th was $21,412,000. Our budget was $20,415,000, so we're better than budget by $997,000. Our expenses were $21,238,000 compared to a budget of $21,455,000. We were a little worse at $218,000. But we had the net revenue was $174,000 better. Our balance sheet, we have an operating fund of $57,409,000. Our contingency is $2,531,000. Our replacement fund is $18,999,000. So our total reserves are $78,840,946. Now I want to go into our delinquency report, and this is as of July the 24th. Our current month count, we had 12 delinquencies at $119,804. Our prior month was $112,803. So we were up $7,000. We had one write-off. We had 2 notice of sales. Our files are with the collection agent. We had 3 files submitted to legal counsel. 1 file is with NCB, and we have 2 bankruptcies in progress. Chargeable services delinquencies. Current month, we had 25 at $178,151, and our prior was $190,663. So we're down $12,512. So I'm going to go now into our monthly resale report.
Okay.
And I want people to pay attention to this because I keep hearing that things are worse in United.
Right.
And things are not really worse in United. Everything is about the same as the County of Orange and the state. We're all down just a little bit.
Yeah.
So our number of resales this year are 197. Our resales last year to date were 217. So we're down 20 sales or 9%. And Sales, when you're on the outside, are down about 13%, so we're not really doing that badly.
Right.
Our sales volume as of July 2019 was 51,053,044. Sales volume 61,352,540. So we're down 10,300,000 basically. So we're down about 16.8%. Average resale price, $259,541. Our average resale price last year was $282,194. So we're down about $22,653 or 8%. Monthly leasing, we're at 9%. I want to talk a little bit about Shepherd's Crook. We've had at least one member that has come to the board meetings who is having problems with people coming over the fence. And,
right.
I just want to address that problem and state that Chief Moy, our security, the head of security, is addressing the problem.
Okay.
And he has basically put a plan out of, because we can't replace all the Shepherd's Crook at once because it's too expensive. So it goes out over a number of years. So he has taken the problems as he sees fit, or the numbers, and has set that up as a priority. So we're trying to keep to that, and so we're working, or we're going to try to work with this gentleman to take care of the problems of people climbing over the fence. I want to state we've had an additional $940,000 that we've taken from reserves, putting them into water heater replacements. This program was put on hold, and we were behind on water heater replacements. So this supplemental is to catch us up to the plan that includes, that's code required. And this is another reason why we cannot deplete our reserves.
Right.
As I've been hearing that one, that we need to use our reserves rather than charge an additional in monthlies. When we have problems that pop up, we need to have a good reserve fund. There were 28 units past the 10-year life cycle, and this was due to a change in the City of Laguna Woods Building Department enforcing the 2013 California Plumbing Code regarding installation of new replacement of water heaters with temperature pressure relief valves. So that is the reason that this has come up, and so we have approved $940,000 to be used from our reserves to get that caught up.
And this is something I know you have talked about this in the past.
Right.
You get these projects going, and to not continue them or put them off for 3 or 4 months and then put them into the next year's budget, which I know some of that will be done next year.
Yeah.
But you have this crew, they can keep going. In the long run, it will cost more hassle and more money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's my feeling, and I think the feeling of most of the board members, that we need to take care of, just like if you have your own house.
Yeah.
If you have a problem's going to work itself into some major problems if we don't take care of them.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do, and we try to balance all of that. And you know, we can't necessarily do everything at once, so we have to kind of figure out what is the most important and what's going to cost the village the least amount of money.
Yeah.
We're into infrastructure improvements, and sewer waste lines are on schedule, and hopefully we're seeing a difference in sewer line backups and having to have people move out of their homes for cleanup and that type of thing. We are now getting into the supply lines, so we've budgeted a couple $100,000 for 2020 to start into relining the supply lines so that we don't have the leaks in the walls. I want to also get into we have an investment task force right now, which I'm a part of. And what we're doing is looking at our current long-term investments, and we're looking for better returns and less costs to enforce these funds. And we've got a new Sage View, which is out of Irvine, and they're our new provider. And they're looking at what is best for United, and we are United is the most conservative in their investments.
Right.
We're underneath Third and GRF. So that's something that, we may look at and see if we want to match Third and GRF, because they've not lost any money and they've gained a little bit more percentage-wise than what we have. And we have a significant amount of money invested. So, it's something that we need to look at. I want to discuss also, while we're into this, our recognition agreement, because there seems to be, I keep hearing out there that we're a monopoly, or that we're only allowing
certain or banks, yes.
The National Co-op Bank out of Ohio to lend money. And we are a co-op, which is very different than a condominium. And because co-ops, we have a stock certificate, we really do not own the unit. We own a piece of everybody's unit.
Right.
So it's not like a condominium, and not every bank wants to get into that or can get into that because they don't meet the requirements. There's a recognition agreement that has to be signed, and NCB is the one who has signed that agreement. And what that says is if they have a loan for someone in United, and that person doesn't pay for 6 months before they leave the village,
right?
Then NCB will pay that back due amount.
Okay.
And that's what the recognition agreement is, and not every bank wants to sign that.
Right.
So it's not that we don't want competition. My background is an economist, and I'm all against monopolies and oligopolies. I want competition. So that's not where I come from. So I would love to have someone bid and get our percentages down as far as interest is concerned.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about our reserves. We had a reserve study that we paid to have accomplished, and what they came up with was that we were, they felt that we needed to charge everyone $7.78 a month to get us to just an average position, because we really are just not where we should be. So what we have done is add $5, $2, almost $3 less to the monthlies that is going to be going to the reserve fund. We have added almost 10 full-time equivalents to staff, and that is because we've wanted the level of service, let's say in landscape, maintenance and construction. We want people to be satisfied. We want to do the best that we can to provide the services. And, we've been hearing people that, they want a higher level of service, and unfortunately with a higher level of service comes a higher monthly. And that's why we've had to increase our monthlies, which are going to go up $24.52 a month, of which $2 of that is for GRF. So it's really, our part of it is $22, and that's about a 4% increase.
Okay, we've got about a minute left.
Okay.
All right.
We'll get into guarantors.
Okay.
A guarantor is a third party who guarantees the payment of the monthlies.
Right.
And what has happened in the past, we've had guarantors from outside the state of California who have decided they do not want to pay.
Right.
So then we've eaten that. And legally, our attorney says outside of California, there's nothing we can do to collect those. There's no legal way to go after that.
Okay.
So our new guarantor agreement says that you have to be a guarantor living in the state of California.
Okay.
So that's another question that I have been getting. And so I just sort of wanted to get that out there too. And then I want to say, lastly, I want to thank the staff that we have. They do a fantastic job. When this budget was put together, I can't even imagine the time that they spent putting this together. And it's a lot of work. People don't even begin to understand what goes into that. We've been working at it for 3 months, and I've done a fraction of what the staff has done, and it exhausts me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to make sure that we all thank and respect staff and treat staff the way they should be treated.
All right. Thank you very much,
you.
Gary. Always good to see you.
Same.
You take care.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
At our new Memorial Wave Imaging Center in Laguna Woods, formerly Orange County Diagnostics, you can expect the same precise imaging, multiple modalities for your imaging needs, and the same friendly staff with medical providers like Dr. Syed Sharakni. The Laguna Woods Transportation Service offers convenient access right to our door, and we continue to provide the care and compassion that you expect from our new Wave Laguna Woods location.
This is how we burger, brew, and cue. Pick a town. Arrive hungry, real hungry. Start with a massive burger. Charred, juicy, add bacon, a buttery bun, piled high. Serve it up, wash it down. Creamy, hoppy, fruity, malty. We're not done yet. Q time, deep fried, sauce soaked, pork ribs, meaty, tender. I'm full. Where to next?
All new Burgers, Brew, and Q. Tuesday at 9. Cooking Channel. Stay fired up.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
The Red Sox are 1 out away. And the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. And the best team in baseball wins it all.
And from City Council, we have Sherry Horn. And Sherry's been on the council for a few years. You were mayor at one time.
Yes, 2017.
Yes, so great to have you back. And there's all kinds of different things to talk about today. But one of them, tell us about this, something with the Sheriff's Department.
Yes, it's a Take Me Home program. I'm very excited about it. I heard about it a few months ago, and I spoke to Tim Moy, and he had heard about it too, and we were just waiting for it to be implemented. And now it has been. And it's called Take Me Home. And what it is if you have a loved one that has dementia or Down syndrome or autism, any kind of functional problem that they might wander away or get lost, forget where they are, you can register them. You or your caregiver can register them with the Sheriff's Department. You can go online, you submit a picture, where they may go, what they may do. If they react to something in a bad way or in a good way, you can list all those things on the site, their favorite places where they might go if they wander away. And that way, it saves time.
Yeah,
because
that's great.
If you just call the police and my loved one is missing, they'll have to come out and talk to you and get all this information.
That's a good program.
Yes, it's a wonderful program, especially for here. I'm thrilled to death about it. And I hope that, like any new program, you want people to sign up so they can. So I'm hoping that anyone here that has anything like that will sign up their loved ones.
So you go to OCSD,
right?
And then
you go to their website, and you go to, there'll be a Take Me Home program place, and you go there and you can fill in all their information.
Great. And I'm sure Tim Moy will, he comes on here usually once a month or talk about this at the board meetings or whatever it is to get the word out.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good program.
It's a wonderful program, and I keep wondering if it could have helped that gentleman that wandered away a long time ago now. You know? But you never know what will help.
But it's good, yes.
And it's free, and it's something that I hope everyone takes advantage of.
All right, very nice.
And another thing that we did at City Council yesterday was finally that building, that Office Max building next to Home Depot.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be occupied. We're so happy.
Can you tell us who?
Yes, I don't remember their name. I don't think they said their name. But it's going to be a luxury pet hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to have up to 200 dogs and 15 cats.
Oh, wow.
And
but you don't remember the name?
No, I don't know if
I know a couple. There's several companies in this area. Wagley is one of them.
Yeah,
I know them.
And
They're
Barkley.
Barkley. That's great.
And they're basing it on that, but they think theirs is going to be the first of its kind, and it's going to have indoor play areas, outdoor play areas. The indoor play areas, if dogs bark, because we don't want to disturb any of the residents, and we made sure.
I think that's really good.
Yes, I think it is too. And if people don't hear the noise from Home Depot, then they shouldn't hear dogs barking inside.
I think you're right. Yeah.
The ones outside they might hear, but those dogs can then be brought inside. And there's going to have lots of staff there so that they'll be overseeing the dogs.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any time frame yet? Because of course they have to do build out on it.
Right. They got their CUP. I don't know exactly when they'll be opening, but they're very excited and they're going to get started with it. And
that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that's nice to have, especially in this community.
Yes.
People go away and want a nice, safe place for their pets.
Right. And it's not just for boarding. Apparently, it's daycare.
Yeah, a lot of places have. I know near us, the company that we use, Wagley, is just one of them. They have daycare as well.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
I guess that's a needed thing.
Yeah.
And they'll have accessories also. And
very good.
A little bit of grooming, a little bit of behavior training. And so it should be, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. And another thing we did was finalize our notary. We're going to keep notaries free for residents that do like stocks and bonds, DMV, the vets and things. If you want to buy an oil well or do mining, you're going to get charged $15.
Right.
But I doubt if anyone here is going to put in oil wells.
Well, we'll see if oil or gold is discovered in this area.
We'll see.
Who knows?
And one thing I did want to say is that vector control, we're heading into mosquito season. I'm sorry to bring up a subject that's not real pleasant to talk about. But we have been tracking the advance of the Aedes aegypti mosquito. And there's like 3 different ones, albopictus, and
Yes.
a bunch of Latin names that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They're mosquitoes and they bite and they're irritating. They are now covering half of Orange County. Each year it progresses, and they're now here in the village too. Not disease yet,
Well, that's
but
good.
the mosquitoes, which can be really irritating. We don't want to give them a home. Please tip and toss your containers, your saucers, any water, any standing water around your home, anywhere. I mean, it can collect in a tarp, it can collect in a potato
It's hard to
chip
figure
bag.
out sometimes, but
It is.
Yeah,
It is. You have to be like a little vector inspector and go out and just make sure there's no water. We have our first human case of West Nile virus in Tustin this year.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and we want to prevent it. I definitely want to prevent it from coming here, but it's a joint responsibility.
Yes, it
Vector
is.
is here all the time, and they tell me about it. They say, oh my gosh, these saucers are full, and they tell the residents too. But it can be difficult for our residents. I mean, if you're older, some plants are very heavy. If you can, if your plants are not somewhere where they could damage mutual property, turn those saucers upside down. Let the excess water run into the landscaping or tip it back into the plant.
Right.
Even the ones inside your home, because Aedes live in our homes and like to bite us if they need their meal.
Good tips.
So outside you can wear insect repellent, wear it over your sunscreen because they will be repelled by the smell over the sunscreen. If you put it under the sunscreen.
And you can get some nowadays that are almost like towelettes you put on there, and Off is the brand that most people use, but that's a lot of times easier to use. I want to we only have a couple minutes left, a minute left or so. The exchange,
yes,
the
our
goods, 'cause
goods
this is a good
exchange
one.
is coming up. That's always so much fun. September 21st at 8:30 till 12:30. You can bring any appliances, books, clothing, anything you don't want anymore. You bring it and you put it out on tables, and you can take books or clothing or appliances from things people have left. We don't guarantee them. You take them as is because we don't test everything first. But this is a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, anything that isn't taken goes either to Goodwill or to the trash.
Yeah.
So
very good. And that we'll remind people about that.
Okay, great.
It's about a month away. And we just got like 30 seconds left. Let's quickly tell people the Braille Institute, the Low Vision Wellness Series at Laguna Woods City Hall every Thursday in September at 1 o'clock.
Right. And one more thing, don't forget your dogs when it comes to mosquitoes. They get heartworms, so you can put a little bit of insect repellent on them too.
Okay, I didn't know that. We have 2 dogs.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
Thank you very
Ken.
much.
Thank you.
You take care,
You
and we'll be
too.
right back.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Before I tell you what I'm about to tell you, let me tell you that it's very important that you listen to what I'm going to tell you. Looking good, Albert. The people have spoken. They want a man of action. Real gold? They want a leader who will stare boredom in the face and say, not on my watch. Insert me, Rob Riggle, the new mayor of Funner, California. It's not a word, it's a place. Funner!
Anyone who calls it a hobby doesn't understand. We know that a person's passion is what drives them. And that's why every memorial we create is a true reflection of the individual. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignityorangecounty.com.
Hey, Dan's back today. Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome back, sir.
There's been a lot of activity in the stock market while we were gone.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Today is down too. I was just checking before I came in. It's almost 500 points today.
Wow.
So a little bit of anxiety in the market.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens if that all plays out.
There's always, I think it's always looking for an excuse to correct.
Yes.
You know, so it's still pretty high, but we don't like to see these swings that much.
Yeah, there's been a lot the last couple of weeks.
Right.
You want to talk about something that I know we've talked about in the past, but I think for people, it gets a little bit confusing.
Well,
and that's the required minimum distributions.
Yeah, from retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, TSPs, those types of things. At age 70, that you have to start taking what they call required minimum distributions. And so at age 70 and a half, you have to start taking that. Now the deadline for that is August 1st, following the month you become 70 and a half.
Okay.
So let's say that I become 70 and a half in September of this year. I have until April 1st of next year to take my first RMD.
Okay.
If I wait till April 1st, that's for 70 and a half. By December 31st, I have to take one for age 71. So you have two that first year.
Oh, okay.
So tax-wise, it may make sense to take it by December 31st of this year, and then you only have to take it every December 31st thereafter.
Okay, so it's once a year.
Well, you can do whatever you want. You can
Okay.
take it in July if you want.
Okay.
Or you can take the amount that you're supposed to take and split it up over 12 months.
Okay.
So it's flexible as to how you take that, but you just have to make sure by December 31st you've taken that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, of course, people are maybe people are lucky and they don't really need the money, but they have to take that. How is it figured out how much to take? What's the percentage? There's a chart, you go online.
Yeah,
and figure this out?
we have charts that we give to clients at our seminars and things, but basically what happens is there's a life expectancy chart the IRS publishes in publication 590 of the IRS code. Okay, I think that we have it up here on the chart. And then basically I used $100,000 as an example.
Okay.
If you have $100,000 in your IRA account and you turn age 70 and a half, you go to this chart and it says your life expectancy, quote unquote, is 27.4.
Okay.
That's the IRS table that we take that from. You take 27.4 and divide it into 100,000, that gives you 36.24, I thought, or 49.
Okay.
Okay? And that's the amount that you're supposed to take. A lot of people say, well, if you just take 4% of whatever your account value is, that's going to cover it. Well, technically, that's correct, but technically, that's not how you figure it out.
Yeah.
It's, the older you get, the lower your life expectancy is, which means you're going to have to take more out. So overall, it's a matter of going to the chart. A lot of times the custodians will actually figure it out for you. They'll tell you, well, based upon your IRA account balance as of December 31st, your required distributions is X amount of dollars.
Okay.
That's an easy way to do that. But if they don't do that for you, you're still obligated. You can't blame them because they didn't tell you.
Now, as far as taking this out, obviously you can take out more, right?
You can take out more if you choose to.
And you could take it all out, am I right?
You could take it all out if you have an emergency or anything. You just have to declare that as ordinary income on your income taxes this year.
Okay.
So if you have the $100,000, you're welcome to take it all out, but you're going to have to pay taxes on that.
Right.
If you're going to take it all out, you may want to just consider converting it to a Roth IRA and then paying the taxes and leaving it there.
Okay.
Okay, and letting it accumulate tax-free.
Yes, yeah.
So there's options that we have. We plan with people and go about doing that, but it's confusing sometimes for people that, you know, turn age 70 and a half. We have clients that call up and say, Dan, I'm turning 70 and a half. How do I get my RMD? And we sit down and kind of go over the process with them, and then tax-wise, they determine whether or not they want to take one this year and one next year, or whether or not they want to wait until April 1st.
Now, the tax rate on that varies on your age, if you're still working, whatever it might be.
Well, it's going to be based upon what your tax rate is as you submit your taxes for paying taxes. So if you're in the 10% bracket and you add $3,600 to your ordinary income, you know, you're going to pay, you know, 15% on that, that $3,600. Now, if it bumps you into a higher bracket, then that, you know, that's what you have to deal with.
Yeah, and the advantage is you put this money away when you're younger, when your tax bracket is higher, but now you're being
supposedly it's higher.
Yes.
You know, we have many times where people forget that now I'm going to start getting Social Security.
Yeah.
And it's replacing income that you were earning.
Yes.
And sometimes it doesn't go down. And so a lot of times, you know, I have this conversation a lot with people that say, you know, I'll take the tax deduction now and worry about taxes later. CPAs are famous for that. Let's reduce your taxes today, we'll worry about the taxes later.
Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately,
they don't go away.
They don't go away, and sometimes we end up paying taxes on a higher balance than we would if we paid taxes now and had it tax-free later on. You know, we've talked about this before. You know, I use the example of, as a farmer, would I rather pay taxes on the seeds that I plant or on the crops that grow?
Yeah.
Well, the seeds are much less than the crops you get. We put away $6,000 in an IRA account, but 20 years later, we're paying taxes on $25,000.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, it's a dichotomy as to, do I reduce my taxes now or have tax-free income later?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, you had mentioned before we started that if you have a Roth IRA, those rules don't apply to Roth IRAs. You don't have to take out RMDs on a Roth IRA. So, because you've already paid your taxes on that. If you leave that Roth IRA to beneficiaries, they do have to take out RMDs, but it's tax-free.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have to pay taxes on that distribution because the taxes have been paid, but they do have to take out RMDs.
Okay. Does that mean, what about the income that you got on that Roth IRA investment?
It's all tax-free.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all tax-free. You know, you have $50,000 in a Roth IRA, and it's now accumulated over the years to $100,000, and you leave that to your children or other heirs. They don't have to, they could surrender that contract and have $100,000 without any taxes.
Okay.
If they decide to keep that, they'll take out RMDs and let it accumulate over the years, and, it's still tax-free.
All right.
The advantage of Roth IRAs is significant, but it's just getting people to understand, do I pay taxes now or do I pay taxes later?
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Is that true for the individual, for the Roth IRA, meaning they get to be a certain age, the investment income that they got?
Any gains are all tax-free.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Very good. All right. Well, this is important, and hopefully,
it's boring, but it's important.
It is, and you know, there are a lot of people listening that are probably over this age or approaching it.
Well, the thing about it is that if they don't take out RMD, there's a 50% penalty.
Yeah.
So it's pretty significant, and they want to make sure that they do that.
Yeah. You mean the government would do that?
Unfortunately.
Wow. Yes.
Unfortunately.
All right, Dan. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sterling Financial Advisors, and the website is sterlingfa.com. You can get information there, and Dan can always help you out in all kinds of different things. If you just looking to see maybe the best way to protect and take care of your money with a little bit of an investment in there, Dan can help you with that.
We have seminars coming up. We have one on Monday and next Wednesday up at Ruth Chris Restaurant.
Okay.
If they'd like to participate, they can give the office a call and we'd be happy to set them up.
Okay, it's 859-5900, 949 area code.
Right.
All right, take care.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Mama used to
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Finding the right sleep solution is not one size fits all. At Revive by Living Spaces, you'll find a revolutionary process that makes the shopping experience as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Pick your pillows for proper spine alignment. 2. Select a mattress that provides the perfect comfort and support. 3. Choose the right necessities to enhance the quality of your sleep so you can recharge, relax, renew. Only at Revive by Living Spaces.
At family-owned Capistrano Toyota, I've been teaching my staff for years that we always say yes to our customers.
Can you help me get financed?
Yes, we can help.
Will you walk my dog?
Yes.
Will you change our baby's diapers?
Yes, of course.
But they may be taking this yes thing a little bit too far. Come and see for yourself that at Capistrano Toyota, we always say yes to our customers.
Welcome to Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. We are known in the community for compassionate and professional nursing care. Once our guests enter the road to recovery, our expert rehab therapy team rolls into action. Our goal is your comfort and your health. Please feel free to call us at 949-587-9000 or stop by and enjoy a personalized tour of Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center.
I'm Wendy Miller, your Smiley Realtor with RE/MAX and your Laguna Woods real estate specialist. I'm here today with the first of my 7 home selling tips for seniors. Some seniors prefer to rely on the real estate agent who has sold the most properties in their neighborhood. Others seek the most often recommended from family and friends. The right professional will ask questions about your future goals. He or she will help you decide upon a realistic listing price and answer all of your questions promptly before asking you to sign a listing agreement. Give me a call and I will help you make the right move.
Welcome back. We have a couple guests from the Aerospace Club, and it's great to have them on. It's just a fun club to get involved in. We have well, I think you've both been on here before. We have Shirlene Wenham and Ed Reed, and the Aerospace Club has been around for quite a long time, yeah, 76.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about it. What in general are these people who are former pilots, just enthusiasts, or a little bit of both?
Engineers.
Engineers, yeah.
Our founding member, Jerry Lederer, was he formed the FAA and also the National Transportation Safety Board.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's incredible.
Finished his long career by moving to Laguna Woods,
mm-hmm.
and his wife was a member of the GRF, and he had a full life.
Wow, that is really neat. I didn't realize that he did all that.
We have our present membership includes people that worked on the shuttle,
mm-hmm.
The lunar landing. We got some talent. I think we could build our own aircraft.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We have the support people and the engineers.
So, Shirlene, how did you get involved?
Well, actually, I met some of the people that were going to the Aerospace Club. And it sounded very interesting to me because it was sort of out of the normal realm and kind of took me back to my life a little bit before I ever came to Laguna Woods.
What did you do?
Well, actually, how I got involved even with an interest in aerospace is I happened to marry an aerospace engineer.
Okay.
And back in college then, I was a member of the Aerospace Wives Club. And so this just sort of fit right in. Well, I thought, how fun is this that it's continued on? And
yeah.
Very interesting programs that they have.
And, you know, I bet, you know, back then, because I kind of remember in those days and, you know, years and years ago, there was almost this, this mythical thing about people who worked in the aerospace industry because it was something that was new.
Right.
And there was this kind of magical element to it, and it was a different time, and nowadays it's a little bit different than that, but thankful we still have NASA and all that keeps going.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be going back to the moon here in a few years.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
So what are some of the things you do with the club?
Well, we have our we've been off now for 2 months over the summer, but we'll be coming back on the September 27th with a program on the called Silver Wings Flying Dreams. It's the complete story of the WASPs.
Okay.
The women Air Force pilots. It's very interesting. And last month we had a speaker come out that was a expert in nuclear power.
Okay, very good.
The program was called Facts and Myths, and very knowledgeable.
Now, we have the information we'll put up about your lunch on the 27th coming up.
Right.
But beyond that, do you guys go out, ever take field trips?
We've been known to.
Yeah.
We're overdue.
Okay.
We need to go out for another. I'm looking for possibly like the Plains of Fame was the last trip we took, and I want to get back with the
Where's
people.
that at? Does that still exist?
That's, yeah, Chino Airport.
Okay. Didn't that used to be down in Buena Park? Years ago, they had like a small version of that?
Possibly, I'm not sure, but it's. I took the trip one time with a small group from our club, and it was about 40 miles each way. It was a nice trip.
Yeah, well, there's a lot around here to go to.
Right.
You know, it's in Southern California, obviously.
Right.
This was one of the meccas of all this.
I've heard there's a real good museum at Palm Springs, but I don't know how. I don't know how much time on the road that would be. I have to weigh that too.
We were out there recently. We did not go to that, but I remember we're looking at what are some of the things to do, and in the couple of days that we were there, and I remember reading about that. So yes, there is something.
I hear about it all the time from members. So.
Yeah. Now, the luncheon that's coming up on Friday the 27th, this is open to anyone, right?
Yes, members and guests. Members of the guests, and we're going to be doing our the luncheon will be the Texas barbecue this time.
Very good.
With all the trimmings.
All right, I love Texas barbecue. It's probably my favorite. Now, Charlene, what are some of the activities that you do with the club?
Well, I have just a very important position. I'm hospitality.
Okay.
And so what I like to do is make everybody comfortable when they're there, and we take care of the raffles. We do have a raffle giveaway with each one of our luncheon meetings. We give away free wine or a free lunch. It depends upon what they would prefer to have. And let's see, part of the thing really for me is to keep the women interested, because we have so many interesting ladies. One of our officers was a former pilot. We've had several stewardesses and other lady pilots that come in and visit. And so it's not just an association for if you were in the aerospace industry yourself, that if you just have an interest in this type of thing. And the meetings, we had a great little program that was put on called Planes and Paws, which had to do with the airplanes and how they work with the animals and so forth, which was a little different and fun. And so what we like is for any of our members that have a friend, whether here in the woods or on the outside, that could do a presentation with something that would be interesting.
Well, as I said, down here in Southern California, as you know, that probably won't be too hard to find, because of the aerospace industry that was so integral down here.
That's right, and
Yeah.
we had a general that was in World War II that has been to speak with us a few times. A very interesting gentleman.
Yeah.
From San Diego. He's getting a little older now, as you would imagine, after he'd been in World War II and everything.
Still gets around though.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Now, I want to remind people again, this meeting and luncheon is coming up about a month from now, Friday, September 27th, and we can remind you about that as we get closer at Clubhouse 2. And if you would like to go, should they give people a call? Do you need kind of an RSVP, just so, since this is catered?
It's catered.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, they call.
Okay, so I put the number on the screen in 949-554-7431, but it should be a lot of fun. And what an interesting club. Yeah, it really is.
It's my dad got me started.
Yeah.
In it when he was alive. He was a Laguna Woods resident.
Very good. Thank you for both coming on. Just stay with us for a minute,
Thank you for
okay?
having us.
Shirley, good to see you.
Thank you very much, Ken.
We got just a minute left. I want to remind people that our movie today is Palms, and a fun comedy movie that's about a group of women in a retirement community that start a cheerleading squad. So that'll be today at 2 and 7 o'clock. And then Monday, we have Avengers Endgame, which if you are a Marvel fan, this is sort of the last one and the final phase, well, not final, phase 3. And if you know all about that, you know what I'm talking about. But that was a really good movie. All right, you have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday.